So today is our first class where we are going to see how we are going to create a new ServiceNow instance, which we call it as a PDI, personal developer instance, where you can work and gain real-time scenarios based hands-on knowledge. It is almost equal to your real-time instance, which you are going to work in your coming days if you are grabbing a job. Okay, coming to this sign up and start build. So before that, we need to create a mail account. So let me create one new account. Snow is the short form of service now, guys, and you can just give like Jan 1st, 1994. Okay, you can just randomly fill some information. If you already have account, you can use it. See, for every batch I usually create a new account, so I'm just creating one for now. So I'm not adding any recovery steps, mail, phone numbers and all. Okay, this is my new email account which I have created. So I just developer.servicenow.com. See, I'll just go back. When you just type this particular URL on any web browser, okay, if you already have an account, you can directly go and sign in. But if you don't have an account, this is the place from where you actually create one new account. Just click on sign up and start building. Here you have to validate few information. I'll give you this link. Don't worry. If you want, I'll paste it in chat, or maybe I'll share it with the consultancy and they'll provide you the same. Okay. And no, it's directly asking for sign in, but no, I want to create one. Actually, I logged in here, right? That's the reason it is directly taking this. Let me log out from here. Okay. I can also create it from here. That's not a problem. I have to give the first name, last name. Why it is taking like this? Okay. What is? I'm so sorry why it is doing this way. Just give me a minute. Just a minute. I forgot the mail. I didn't copy it. Somehow I couldn't. Yeah, I have it. Snow November 65. I'm sorry, guys. Just give me a minute. Because we get a mail confirmation, we have to validate it. And coming here again, why it's directly taking me here instead of taking me to the login page? Sign up. I'm so sorry.
Kavya, I think we have to raise ID, I think so.
Where we have
Scroll
to
it,
raise it?
you just scroll it down.
Mm-hmm.
If you click on sign up and build, not here, not here.
Hmm.
Yeah, here. Sign up and build, then scroll down and get a service ID. Click on it.
So it is like we you okay,
Yeah,
maybe they change this, but
yeah.
usually it takes us here directly. Okay, so here let's give the details like Kavya Snow. Okay, when we were clicking on sign up and start build, it used to land here directly. And just validate this, like just select some, like clear this puzzle, whatever it is asking you, so that it understands that you are not a robot. I'm sorry. And you have to agree these terms and conditions. Just give me 1 minute, guys. Yeah, I'm back. I went to drink some water actually. So coming here, you'll have that ServiceNow mail. You have to verify C. So I'm just verifying the mail. So you can check your spam if there are any updates. If you are unable to see it in your inbox, once you verify it, you'll be redirected to your instance, and it is asking for authentication. It's a 6-digit passcode. You have to validate it. If you want to set up any SMS authentication or any MFA or any authenticator configuration you want to configure, that also you can do it. Okay. It's completely your choice, guys. So anyhow, it is already asking you the passcode. So whenever you are going to log in, every time it will be asking you this passcode. So I don't think you need more authentications to be validated. Okay. Oh, sorry, I checked on this. Let me skip here. And you see, this is the logo. So uh, we have a snow, we call it snow in short form. And the first name for ServiceNow, it's Glide Soft. And coming here, you have now community, now learning, product documentation. What is this community? If you see people who are working for ServiceNow from past some decades, or who holds like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or more than 5 years, more than 10 years, or from the beginning of the ServiceNow, they were into ServiceNow. So you'll find all of them in this community. Okay, most of the developers, most of the testers, most of the admins, most of the architects, consultants, everyone create a community account. It is very useful, guys, where you can find many real time scenarios. If you are having some scenario which you are unable to find the solution, so you can also post it in community. People will be replying to those. You can implement and try it on your PDIs. Okay, so it's a place where you connect uh, people who share the common domain, which is ServiceNow. Coming to the now learning, so ServiceNow itself encourages us to learn new topics, new modules. Okay, so there are some defined or designed courses where you can just go and enroll into them and start learning, and you'll also be certified as a micro certifier for few of the courses, like if you are doing any flow designer, ATF, automated test frameworks. So there are so many courses like this which are predefined by ServiceNow. You can just go and enroll into these courses and learn and gain some good knowledge. Okay, coming to the product documentation. So, what is product documentation? When I have some doubts, so usually I'm also a beginner like you. I don't know what is UI policy in ServiceNow. So, when I search it on Google, I can see ServiceNow developers. It is taking to the developer.servicenow.com. So, whenever you see the domain names containing the ServiceNow, you can understand these are products of ServiceNow. Okay, so product documentation is nothing but the documentation work that is provided by ServiceNow, where you come and you can start learning the things. So here, hello Kavya, help us to tune your experience. I need a developer oriented IDE, or I need a guided experience. So what you are looking for? I always go for IDE. Guided experience just gives you the steps how you can learn ServiceNow in a guided steps. Okay, and here what describes your job responsibilities, like I'm checking as a developer, IT admin, I have read and agreed this terms and condition, just finish it. Okay, I don't know what is UI policy. Then see, on all this last four versions what ServiceNow supports, you can find a very quick notes, and this notes is completely provided by ServiceNow. You'll find it for every topic. Okay, so it could be UI policies, it could be data policies, it could be client scripts, it could be business rules, it could be user account creation. So whatever it is, for every single functionality that is available as out of the box, or that we are going to create something. Okay, if you are creating something on custom applications, you may not find it whole information on the product documentation, but you'll also get a reference, like from the community, if someone is already working on same scenarios in their uh, projects. Okay, and internally when you work for companies, so you'll also have your own knowledge sharing platform. For example, I work for IBM, so in IBM usually we has a team, and all the service now consultants, architects, developers, admins, everyone are put into one group, and we can also share our updates. We can also send mails to our colleagues for any new requirements that we are working on, for any assistance from there, of if they already worked on certain requirements, we can get some guidance from them. So like this you can learn and share your knowledge, guys. So when you are start working in any of the companies, it could be a startup or it could be MNC companies, everyone are happy to help you guys. So but only thing, you also need to be ready to learn the things. Okay. And coming to this product documentation, it's for quick reference. I even go and see many documentation in my day-to-day activities. If you are stuck somewhere, instead of reaching out to someone immediately, you can do your own investigations and research, and you'll be able to find what's wrong, what is not working, what plugin I have to enable. So all this information you can get it. So before jumping into that, I can show you. See, this is the PDI homepage, and coming to this learn, you have a learn how to build applications on Now platform. So Now platform, Now learning, these are the websites from where purely provided by ServiceNow. You can upskill your knowledge into ServiceNow areas. Okay, learning paths, advance your career with the learning plan. So you'll have a some designed learning plans. Like if it's admin, you can learn all the admin activities. If it's a development, you'll be learning the scripting activities. If it is for some virtual agent creation, you will be learning agent workstation related. So like this you have different plans here. And coming to this, my instance is ready, and this is my instance URL. And I'm so sorry, dev 219323, this is my development environment instance name. Servicenow.com is the domain name. And whenever we create any PDIs, we get it with a username and a password. And this is your current password. You can also go and reset it. Keep your new instance active by developing on the instance or logging into the developer side. If your instance is inactive for 10 days, it will be reclaimed and released for other developers to use. That means, for example, if you're not opening this particular instance, whatever we created now, or within the 10 days, like at least, for example, it is 21st, and by December 1st, if you are not using it, if you are not even opening it at least for once, they are going to taken back. Okay, the ServiceNow team will take it back and assign it to new members who are raising a request, for instance. So always I ask you to open your instance, start working, and learning the things doesn't mean just attending the class. You have to practice, you have to spend some time. Okay, so if you want, you can take a snapshot of it and save it. And coming to this advanced career, as I told you, they have a different learning plans. You can also start learning. Most of the courses are free of cost, and this micro certifications plays a very major role. Like you can also post them on your LinkedIn profiles, Naukri profiles, update on your resumes. Okay, the people get to know that this person have some knowledge in this particular modules. Okay, coming to the mainline certifications, these are very important, guys. So when you work for certain companies, you'll get this vouchers for the mainline certifications. The company bears the uh, course or the examination fees. Okay, you need not to pay anything. You just need to attend it online or offline mode, and you have to clear it. And it will be, I can say it's pretty tough, not very easy to clear the mainline examinations. But once you have this examinations, it adds a very great value to your profiles. Like if you are switching, if you are planning for a switch, then definitely most of the companies ask you how many certifications you hold in ServiceNow. The major mainline certifications, like most of the admins, developers hold is a like CSA. CSA is like a basic one, certified system admin we call. CAD, it's very important, certified application developer. ITSM, HRSD, so for every modules you have a certification. You can also get some knowledge on this. And coming to the courses, if you have some specific subject areas with a course, and if you want to see those courses, you can just come and seek some knowledge from here. Tutorials, build apps with this start to finish tutorials. So it's a guided experience. You find it here. It will give you from step 1 to the final step, how to build some apps. Mobile applications also we can generate from ServiceNow. Coming to the certifications, as I told you, elevate your learning with instructor led classes, certifications with Now Platform. Now Platform, you build the application. Now Learning is to learn the things in the ServiceNow. These are all maintained by ServiceNow. Coming to the references, so you also have a product documentation, as I told you. Okay, coming to the APIs, we have a APIs like client, mobile, server, scope, server, global. So if you need any information on the client side APIs, you can just click here. You can see what are the APIs that work on your client side. And if you just go to your server scope, you can see what are the APIs that works on your scope. See, these are all Essence starts with different scope. And when you go for global, what are the APIs that it supports? So whenever you need some information on the API level, you can also check from this reference. Coming to the next experience, you will have a CLI UI frame. So usually we use the CLI UI frame components for designing this. You'll not be working more into that. For developer tools, if you are looking for any debugging, if you are a part of any admin project or any support projects, you have to have more knowledge on debugging, like how this issue arised, how you have to fix it. So such scenarios, if you know some debugging tips, it's more useful. Coming to the guides, so ready to guide to get knowledge of our technology. So for someone who is going to start their new practice of service now in their company, they can refer these guides like developer guide, developer glossary. So, what is a glossary? What are the terms and alphabets we use in ServiceNow from A to Z? Okay, and what is this PDI? What is this now platform guides? All this information you get here. Coming to the connect, so you will also have a community browse our forms to exchange the knowledge events. So as I told you, this plays a very big role. I ask you everyone to create one account. And coming here, if whatever the new things that are happening in ServiceNow, in new release Vancouver, what are the new changes we are expecting? So we'll have a release notes. And if you want to check, you can check it from here. If you are creating some functionality on your own which is not provided by ServiceNow, and if you want to create a blog on that, you can create and share it. And if you want to share any of your project information or the functionalities that you have implemented in your project which are very complex, and you are willing to share your knowledge, then you can also share about your project uh, regarding the ServiceNow tool configurations and scripting part. Coming to the community, you can create one community account and you can be part of this. Events, if there are any events that are happening within ServiceNow direct company, you can also be part of it if you just look this events and register for them. Okay, coming to my user profile, I can see this is my instance and the instance is online. If it is still ready in state, it shows waking up something, and it is in Uthak version. But as I told you, Vancouver is the latest version, so we have to upgrade the version. And the user role. So why they give a user role? So if you want to perform some activity, you need to have a role, right? For example, if you go to a school, you'll find a principal, vice principal, teacher, physics lecturer, maths lecturer. So each one of them have their own responsibilities to do. Each one of them have their own works to teach. Right. So likewise here, admin will have the authority to do some tasks, to delete some operations, to create them, to establish them. So admin is one of the prominent role, and it is not given to everyone. Okay, because he can do anything in service now. Coming to this app engine studio, so if you want to build any app engines, nothing but the applications on your service using your service now for mobiles, okay, then you can use this app engine studio. So far we are not going to cover app engine studio related stuff in our course, as we are concentrating completely on the admin development and integrations of ITSM related. ITSM stands for information technology service management. Your screen is not visible, but I'm sharing it from so long. Hello? Tulasi, is it visible now? Sampath.
No, actually, till now it was visible. Now it's not actually.
Okay, that's fine. But are you able to see now?
No, let me rejoin. Maybe
Okay. It is for
if not
Kavya or it
network
is for
issue.
everyone?
It's visible.
Okay.
Okay, then I'll rejoin.
Yeah, yeah, sure, Kavya. So coming to this, I'll continue. She can go through recording. That's not a problem. Instance actions. So whenever you want to do certain activities, we need some external help. That external help, it could be like accessing few additional softwares or adding up few extensions. So all this we call them as a plugins. So we have a shopping area for to install the plugins. You can shop your plugins there, like what plugin you require for a particular activity. Okay, not all the activities needs plugin activation, but few of them definitely. So it's most of the plugins are free of cost, you need not to purchase, but few plugins when they are like priced, you that will be charged from your company, you need not to worry at all. Coming to the email properties, so whenever you want to send some emails and receive some emails, you have to enable this toggle. To enable or disable email sending and receiving, just enable this toggle and it helps you to see both the in and out of email actions. Coming to the release instance, I don't want this instance anymore. That means I'm not using my instance whatever I created, and I want to give it back to ServiceNow. So I can just come here and select the certain reason and just click on this release instance. So the instance which we are talking about will be taken back by ServiceNow team. Change the user role. So if you want to change any role, we just have two roles here: App Engine Studio Creator if you are working on applications, basically the mobile applications, and if you are working on instance, it could be admin. Okay, so only these two roles are given, as this is a PDI, so you can switch between these two roles. Coming to the manage instance password, so somehow if you are trying to log in using the user credentials, like we are going to log in using the Gmail, entering the password, validating the MFA, which is the authentication, or if you want to do it with the user credentials like user ID and a password, then you use the username as a admin. Admin is common username for every PDI, and the password differs, guys. You can copy it from here and you can also reset it. If you want to have a copy of this, you can also send a mail from here. You can also reset your instance password to generate a new instant login credentials. So you have this flexibility to uh, have your own password. Okay, reset and wipe instance. This will reset your instance to its out of the box settings. What is the out of the box settings? That means how it was in the beginning. If you want that changes to be there, then you can also reset. For example, after 20 days, I realized that I made so many changes on my instance and I'm unable to figure out. I just want my instance to be back. Then I can reset it. Okay, you can also receive new instance login credentials after the reset is complete. Today itself, I have resetted one of the instance, and this is your instance name. Previously I have discussed about it. So if you want to keep the same name or if you want to give it to ServiceNow and get a new one, you can also request the new name for your instance. And coming to refresh instance, how we refresh our particular tabs or windows, likewise you can also refresh your instance to see the latest changes. And in ServiceNow, whenever you perform any new action, if you refresh your instance, you can see the latest updates. Okay, and upgrade the instance. As I told you, we are in Uthak version. Everyone needs to check on which release your instance is running on. It's very important. See, you can just come here, and if you see, we recommend upgrading to your latest release, which is Vancouver patch 2 hotfix 1. So what is this patch 2 hotfix 1? So whenever there is a new release, we notice the changes. We also notice few bugs and fixes. So has collectively they collect some information from the ServiceNow members, from the people who are working for ServiceNow, and they take that as a recommendation and they fix it using the hotfix with patch 1, patch 2 methods. Okay, so this is the latest version we have. And if you just want to upgrade it, just select it and upgrade the instance. Okay, so if I upgrade it now, it takes 5 or 10 minutes. So don't worry, I'll upgrade it later. But if you want me to do it, I'm also okay doing that. Hello. Suman, Venumadhav, Sudha, Balakrishna. Let me know. Should I upgrade the instance or should I do it later?
I think that's fine, Kavya, for now. We can do
Okay.
it later.
Yeah, we can do it later. That's fine. So instance with no activity over 10 days will be claimed back into the pool. So, and coming here, you can see what is the mail you are accessing. If you want to see your profile and all, just click here. It will give you the name of person who has logged in, and what is the location, what is the mail he's using, what is the password, and what are the roles and responsibilities. If you want to make any changes, you can make it from here and save it. So this is all about the profile that we are accessing. Coming to the home page, this is the important page. This is the logo, and if you want to customize this logo also, you can do it. Since ServiceNow acts as a SaaS application and a PaaS application, what is a SaaS, what is a PaaS, everything I'll be covering. And coming here, this is a left navigator. So you can navigate from here and search for any applications, menus, modules. Okay. So if you see, these are all the menus. So if I just collapse it,
Um,
see, so
Hi,
I'm sorry.
Kavya.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. I'm not able to see the screen. I think it's just a blank screen coming up. Are you sharing something?
No, I'm actually sharing the screen from so long.
Yes,
See.
No,
Kavya, this
we
is
have been able to
someone.
see prior, but actually after like it's been for few minutes, it was
Mhm.
not shared. So
But I'm sharing it from so long
yeah,
actually.
for
Hmm.
now, I think it's again it's working fine. Yeah, I can see
Okay.
that.
Okay. I'm very sorry, Kavya. I don't know why it's not showing up, but
Yes, now it's visible.
you are able to
Yeah.
see. Okay. Because see, my Wi-Fi range is also good. Okay. And coming here, this is the homepage of the service now, guys. And this is the left navigator. Okay, the all. When you expand it, just click on it, it gets expanded. And the self-service, activity subscriptions, app engine, availability. These are all the menus. Okay, you will find many menus and all of them. See, this is a new instance. I haven't created anything on my own. Right. So all these are called as a out of the box that is provided by ServiceNow. And for example, my manager asked me to check how many incidents are there. So what I do, I'll just type here on this left navigator incident, and under this incident menu, I'll find the relevant modules. Okay, all these are our modules. See, create new is a module, assign to me is a module, open is a module, open unassigned is a module, problem is a module, critical incidents map is a module, administration is a menu. So like this. So we'll also be working on creating these menus and modules. Don't worry for now. And this is all about left navigator. Even if you are customizing or designing or implementing anything new, you can also find it here on this left navigator. And for example, I'm working on the users table. So as I told you, we store the information in ServiceNow in tables. We don't have any space where you store your information, but it is in tables we store them. And you can also be using many tables in ServiceNow. You'll be accessing very good amount of tables. You'll be creating them, your own custom tables or out of the box tables which are provided by ServiceNow. So you'll be working on tables. So tables are also very important. So when I create my own table, I can also access it from the left navigator. And coming to the users, and every day I use this users. So what I have to do, instead of going every day and searching for users, I can just click on the star mark and click on this done. Once I just add it, it shows on my favorite list. See, user administration users. So from here, when I just give a right click, it opens. See, when I just give a right click, it has opened. And if you see, there's 625 users. Okay, who are users? Users could be the end users, customers, or the people who are working for ServiceNow, who are part of your company. Okay, any person's data which we collect and store it in a table, just for the reference or just for accessing any new request. Okay, that information we call as a users. Just give me a minute. And coming to here, as I told you, we store it on a table. So this is called a user table. And this user ID, name, email, active, created, updated, all this are called as a columns. We all know what is a column, right? Okay. When it is vertical, we call it as a column. When it is horizontal, we call it as a row. So here, rows and records are same, columns and fields are same. So don't worry on this. I'll also teach you what is a field, what is a column, what is a row. Okay, so before working on this user table, so history. So what I have opened in the last 1 minute or last 20 minutes, if I just want to go and check, I can also or give a right click and open it from here. I, instead of going back to your favorites or all, if you have worked on it in the past half an hour, 1 hour, you can see it in history and you can also rework on it. So that is advantage. And this workspaces, we don't use it, guys. It is for asset CMDB. For some operations workspace, they use this workspace. ServiceNow instance is used for many modules. So don't worry, you'll find many applications menus which we really don't use. So this is for other modules. We have a more than 10 plus modules like ITBM stands for Information Technology Business Management. ITOM stands for Information Technology Operations Management. HRSD stands for all the human resource works. And CSM stands for Customer Service Management. So like this, we have multiple modules and domains. So ServiceNow have one baseline instance. This is the one. And coming to this, we call it as a global search. For example, if someone has raised an incident and the end user doesn't have a knowledge where to check, so he can paste that incident number or the request number and he can find the information regarding it. So this is a global search. Coming here, it is a application scope. What is application scope? So ServiceNow supports two types of application scope. One is custom application scope, other is a standard application scope. When you go for standard application scopes, these are all the standard application scopes. Okay, but out of all the parent standard application, we always consider it as a global. So most of the functionalities or the out of the box features are enabled in global, and almost all your projects or most of the companies work on global application scope only very few companies look for custom application scopes. Okay, there is a little difference between global and custom application scope configurations and things. If time permits in this course, I'll definitely teach you the custom application building, but again, I cannot promise it. If time permits, I'll definitely give you a quick glance how you can see the difference between the global and the custom. Okay, coming here, this is like a update sets. What is update sets? So as I told you, when you are working in a major functionality building and you have to capture those changes, where you capture them in update sets. Okay, so the latest updates and the configurations are captured in this update sets, and these are moved from one instance to another instance. For example, me and Sumanta are working in one project. I have built one entire catalog item which we discussed yesterday. If someone has missed yesterday's class, just go back and see the recording. Okay, so we have also worked for entire 1 week and build one catalog item, and now this has to be implemented in Sumant's environment. That is nothing but the Sumant's instance. What we can do, instead of reworking on the same requirement, we can capture them in update sets and move this update set. So how we can do this practically, I'll also show you. And the change module purely depends on moving of update sets. Okay, we have a standard change, emergency change, like this. And coming to this sidebar discussion, so if you have any notifications, like you also have some help area where you can see some knowledge articles, browse your product documentation. But this is for chat. If there are any discussions between your team members, uh, you can also see the discussion part from here, and the notifications like any inbox invites to you for any calls. All this you can also get information here. Coming to this profile picture, when you just click here, you can see who is handling this particular instance, which is dev 219323. So this person system admin, and this is the image. They usually give this details only for every PDI. And when you just click on the profile, you can see we are on the user profile. The username is a system admin, and the view we are accessing is a self-service. So self-service view is usually given for end users. End users are nothing but the customers. So they can just see what is their first name, last name, their business phone, mobile phone, and the title. Okay. You can also edit them. See, I can also add, remove, I can do this edit operations. This is my email, this is the date format I follow, the time zone I belong to. So, and if you want to add any files regarding your profile, you can also click on this attachment icon, and when you just click here, it takes you to upload. So you can choose certain files. There are no attachments, but you can choose from here. So I can just go to any of the things. Okay, let's take this ServiceNow course content and upload it. So like this, I can upload few. It have certain defined file types it accepts. Okay, what are those also we'll be learning. And coming to this, if you want to remove any of these fields, the first name, last name, all these are called as a fields, and this is a form. Okay, so if you want to disable any field from this list, you can do it from here. Coming to this is a template. We'll also be working on all of them, how to create this attachments, how to manage this personalized form, how to create a template, and how this update set password buttons are working. Okay, so what, how this URLs have been progressed, everything we are going to see now. If you want to mm, save this, like if you made some changes, if you want to save it, just click on save. And I just want to see more fields, so I'll create one user profile. So before creating, I just want to see more fields on this user profile. As a developers or admins, we'll have a full access. Okay, you full-fledgedly you can see anything on the instance. So you can see what is the user ID, what is the first name. See, I just moved the view to default. If you go to view here, it is default. Previously it was self-service. That's the reason you were able to see only few fields. Okay, and here you can see the department, the password needs reset, whether this account is active or logged out. Okay, web service access only, if you are accessing any web services, and if you want that to be checked, you can check this check boxes. Okay, if you are using any internal operations for integrations, you can enable this checkbox. And if you want to add more fields also, you can do. Okay, if you want to undo some fields also, you can do it. So all this you can customize, guys, only with the help of certain roles what you hold on your profile. So roles play a major role in ServiceNow. Coming to today's topic, I'm going to create one user profile, and how we are going to do it, I'll show you. Just come back to your homepage, just give a click on your logo, it takes you back to the homepage. And when just click on your all, which is the left navigator, and I want to create a user profile. From where I can create a user profile? From the user table. So how can I navigate to user table? Just type users, and when you type users, under user administration, you will be finding users, and just give a right click and open in new tab. So I always prefer opening in new tab. It's completely your choice again. So if you see, you can always check on what table you are in. Sys underscore user list. That means this is the backend name of the user table. This is the label of the table. Label is like a name what we have. Backend name is like a DNA what we hold in our body. It contains all the information, right? All the chromosomes, all the features that we inherit from our parents. All this is stored in our DNA, right? Likewise, all the information is stored in our table, but the name, the outer part is just the users. It is a label name. Okay. Coming to this, we have 625. Now, if we create one more, you can see 626. And I may extend it for 10 minutes, guys. You have to bear it. Um, I just click on new button, and now you have to give the user ID. So it's a dummy user. Let's create dummy.user. I'm using the first name is like demo. The last name is snow. Okay, snow user. Let's give. Okay, and this is a suggestions. This is a pick list. You can select the choices from here, like senior developer, whatever it is. If you wish for IT technician or IT engineer, you can have your own suggestions also. Okay, these are all string fields, guys. String is nothing but accepts both alphabets and numerics. Okay, and coming to this is a lookup field. We call it as a reference field. It refers to other table, which is a CMN department table. If you can always cross check on what table we are in. Okay, department, to which department you belong to. Has we given a senior development, I'm choosing department as a IT. Okay, and coming here, password needs reset, logged out. I always make sure your profile is active. If it is inactive, you cannot access, you cannot call this user, you cannot raise any request for him. Okay, so this field should be checked. Coming to the email, let's create some demo@example.com. This is a demo mail. You can either give a valid email, that's not a problem. And what language you understand, you can also just specify it. And what calendar integration, whether you are using Outlook or any Google Calendar, so that people who wants to talk to you, they can see your calendar and they can schedule a calls. Okay, coming to the time zone. So if I belongs to any Europe time zone or any Canada time zone, I can specify that. And the date format, again, we have an option, and I can give my details here. And I can also add some logos here. Logo is nothing but the image. Okay, it supports JPG, PNG, BMP, GIF, JPEG, ICO, SVG. These are the file types the ServiceNow supports. Apart from this, if you have something else, it doesn't take. And I just have a Apple logo. I'm just installing the same. Okay, see, if you want to update, you can just click on update. If you want to delete, you can just click on delete. And this is the header banner, guys. And if you see this 3 lines, we call it as a contextual item. And even from here, if you just click save, the things whatever we have filled here will be saved. Okay, coming back, you can just reload your instance and go back to your user table. Has I already booked it, like bookmarked it under my favorites, where it is. Yeah, I can directly open it from here instead of searching for it again in the left navigator. If you see 626, and if you want to see what is created on today, so these are the filter conditions. Okay, how I'm going to work on this, all this I'll be teaching. It takes 1-2 classes for you to understand. Don't worry, I'm just searching with one simple condition created on today. So choose field. This is operator. This is a value. Okay. So this is like a choose option, choose operator, choose option. Okay. So I'm choosing the field as a created on today. And when I run this particular condition, what is created today, I can see this data by what time it is created, at what time it is updated. If you want to see who has created, who has updated, just click on the setting icon, the gear icon. Okay, and you will be finding so many fields on your left side. These are available fields, these are selected fields. So what is selected, what are the fields that are shown in your selected side, those are being displayed on this list view. This is called a list view, guys. Okay, this is the user table list view. And if you want to add more fields to this, just select them. If I want to see who has created this, so I just get this created by. And if someone has updated, for example, I have created it, and we have another Kavya in this, and she has updated or made some changes, so updated by will be shown on Kavya's name, created by shows on my name. Okay, So like this, I can personalize the things. And coming to this, password is very important, right? So how we can set a password? Okay, so you have the set password, just click here. And previously in the older versions, we used to set the password manually, but here we have a generator that is also automated. So just click on generate. So system automatically generates the password. If you want, you can generate more. Let me close this and click on set password again and click on generate. See, this is a shorter length and I'm okay with this. I'll copy this password, and for safer side, I'll paste it on one tab. Okay, and if you want to see this password, just uncheck this I. And if you want to copy it to your clipboard, just copy it from here and save the password. Saving the password is very important. When you save the password, automatically this password needs reset button is enabled. Previously only the active field was checked, right? And I need the user ID also. How we are going to log in without this credential? So I'm going to save it. You can take one notepad and save these credentials, and coming here, just clicking on update. Okay, come to your profile and log out. I'm on system admin profile, but now I have created a dummy user profile and I want to log into this profile. How can I do that? So under your username, just give this latestly created user ID details, and the temporary password that system has given you, which you have copied, just paste it here and click on login. Okay, and coming to the password, you can paste your password and the password requirement. See, whenever you are creating a password, the system wants it to be strong, a minimum of 8 characters, maximum of 100 characters, one uppercase, one lowercase, one digit, one special character. No repetition more than 3 characters, no sequence more than 3 characters, no user data like first name, last name, user ID, company name. So this requirement need to be fulfilled, guys. So I'm just giving some regular password which I use, which meet all these requirements. Okay, now I'll be logged into dummy user profile. See, this was the logo I have created. Dummy use snow user is a name, and the designation I have given as a senior developer. And when I just open his profile, you can see demo snow user and the mobile phone senior developer. This is the mail, this is the date, and if you see, most of the fields are grayed out. Okay, so this system doesn't recognize it's really the dummy user has logged in, or it's someone else trying to look into his account. So that's a reason most of the sensitive information is set to read only, where you can just see the information, cannot edit it. Okay. Hello. And even from here, you can access all this. But see, when you are like having no roles, you'll not have more options to explore in ServiceNow. As I told you, roles play a major role here, and we haven't given any role to this dummy user. So how to add the rules, what are the rules that we have in ServiceNow, everything we are going to discuss in tomorrow's class. Okay, let's come back to our environment. Okay, this is mine. So I'll come back here and click on start building. See, I'm back to my instance. I have just logged out from the demo instance. And when I just go to this user administration, and if I just click on created on today, you can see one record. What is a record here? As I told you, whenever you fill the information and save the form, the system understands that as a record and it displays the record and the row. This are same. And the user ID, name, email, these were the fields, right? For example, when I just click on, I'll just make a duplicate of this tab. And when I click on new, okay. So here, if you see the user ID, the first name, last name, all this were the fields. Okay, here those fields are nothing but the columns. Columns and fields are one thing. records and row are one. Okay, like this we differentiate the data. If you want to see the first name of this demo user, you can just come here, search for first name, see last name, first name. If you want to see gender, see many fields are there, how to add the fields, how to customize this form, how to create your own table and the new forms and all, we'll be learning in coming classes. And I'll just give you a quick glance of the course content. Let me check where it is. Anyone, any questions? This is off. Don't have the latest course content here. Okay, let me check it. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy of the latest course contents. Let me check it. Meantime, you can ask any questions. I'm okay to answer them.
Hey Kavya, this is Venu here. This is my first class actually. I
Okay.
missed the class yesterday. So, see, I would like to understand basically how long this session is gonna be. Every day it's an hour session, right?
It's an hour session and we can extend it for 10 or 15 minutes. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that should be fine. And also like, so you guys are gonna teach the ServiceNow administration at a whole, or like?
It's like I'll give you the complete end-to-end ServiceNow admin part
Okay.
as well as the development. Like, see, development you're going to learn with a very good scenarios, because I worked as a senior developer for most of the projects. Okay, so what I have like the way I designed this course, not to gain some theoretical knowledge, but to have some good hands-on knowledge on platform. Okay,
Okay.
so the scenarios are, most of them are worked in our real-time projects, and some of them I collected from my colleagues. Okay, I put them in a notes, and I'll also share a notes for every topic. I'll share you how it. Maybe you missed it yesterday, right?
Yeah, yes, I missed it yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
so
my
I
first.
have a special notes designed. So for every topic, I have a notes. Let it be a theory class, let it be a functionality that we are going to work. Okay, so
Okay.
ITL is a infrastructure library we are going to use in ServiceNow. So we have ITL version 3, version 4. So what are the advantages of this? How we use it? So what is a practical activity that we are going to do? Okay, so like this for every class, I have a notes. uh, Coming to the scripts, okay, let me. And coming to the scripting part, you may have a questions. Many of them are very new to ServiceNow, many of them are very new to JavaScript. So I'll try to give the basics or intro of this JavaScript. I cannot teach the entire JavaScript, it's a different course, guys, but the introduction part I can definitely help you with. And coming to the APIs, APIs stand for application programming interface. They inbuilt wholesome methods inside them. So how you can call them, what are the APIs that we use on client side, what is API that we use on server side, all this information we can cover. Okay, so for example, we are using glide form method. So where we use it actually, how we call the scripts here. So like this, we have scenarios for every topic. So coming down, so what are the shortcuts, what are the methods that we are going to implement? See, this is a code, how we are going to set some values, get some values, how we are making fields mandatory, how we are making some fields read only. Yesterday in demo I have made it live. Okay, so it is not very tough, you can learn service now, it's pretty easy. Only thing, the basics I can cover, but the basics are very good enough if you are starting your journey with ServiceNow in the initial. Okay, while you are working on different functionalities and requirements, you start developing your skills in JavaScript. Okay, that's not a big issue what I feel. And coming to the course content, I just downloaded it. It is my cousin's laptop actually. So I don't have a copy of it, guys. I'm sorry. You have any questions?
Yeah, if you can provide the course content, that would be
Yeah,
helpful, so that
so
we can go
mhm,
go through it and see, understand like the concepts and the
mhm.
um, that you guys are gonna teach. Is it like for a month? This session is for a month?
No. It is for 2 months because the admin itself take 15 to 20 classes, and coming to the development, it takes again 15 to 20 classes. So yeah, I try to get one. So yeah, so ServiceNow personal developer instance creation, that we have discussed it today. What is the background of its how ServiceNow introduced into this IT market? So what is the learning paths, reference and documentations? All this we'll be covering. Okay, importance of micro certifications, mainline certifications. Like during the course, I'll tell you from where. See, ServiceNow runs this free certifications vouchers only for few versions. Like when we were in San Diego, I remember most of my students enrolled into this free vouchers, and they have cleared their mainline certification of CSA. Okay, so it's not every time those certifications are given for free, but if you are having a voucher from your company ends, that is also fine, you can go and clear it. And coming to the what are the versions we have, what is the architecture we use in ServiceNow, what is the configurations we do. Like the, for example, if you are working for a project called Benz or Mercedes, okay, they doesn't want ServiceNow logo, they doesn't need the domain name with ServiceNow details, they want to design it on their own company's name because it's a branding, guys. Okay, so nowadays marketing branding have more importance. So how we can also customize certain things for your clients, okay, using your basic configurations. Where is this? So what we had two types of basic configurations, which is UI 15, UI 16. So what is a user profile, how to create a user profile, which we have seen, and how to add a role to your user profile. And there are so many things that we haven't discussed in today's class. Maybe in tomorrow's class I'll be teaching you this. And what are groups, how people form into a group, what is a group here, what is the purpose of a group, what are the roles, what are the out of the box rules, what is a custom rules. So all this also you are going to see. After that, you are going to transform the details from one table to another table. Okay, for example, I have a 20,000 records of data to be loaded in a table. Venu, I think Venu, right, your name?
Yeah, this is Venu. Yeah.
Yeah, so if I do it manually, it is like it takes at least an entire day for me to upload 5,000 or 6,000 records. So likewise, I'll waste my entire week. It is not a productive week in that way, right? So instead of that, I can create one transform map, and I can transform all the information which I have in Excel or in other data source methods. I can load it into a user table or whatever the table that I want to. Okay, so we have a source table target table. So everything we are going to work in a practical way. You don't have to worry on that. And what are the core tables, base tables, how you can create a table, how you can delete a table, how you can retrieve it back. So everything you are going to see. And I have shown you created on today when I search with that filter condition, I was able to see that, right? So how this filter conditions breadcrumbs work. So this is also very interesting, and this makes your work more simple. Okay, if you have some good knowledge on tackling this list views, what is the incident module, what are the usages that we implement on the incident module, problem module, change module, and what are the assignment rules, assignment lookup rules, data lookup rules. So it's like I'm covering almost everything in the ITSM. It's like if you are learning this course, I can definitely say you're going to gain a knowledge of 4 years person, 4 years person who have a knowledge in ITSM service now. It is equivalent to that level.
Thank you, Kavya.
Yeah.
Um,
And the list is very big. That's the reason I couldn't continue it, Venu. But I'll give you a like you can just contact the person who has given you the link for today's class and get it from them. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Kavya or Sudha, someone was about to talk.
Yeah, hi, Kavya. This is Sudhakar. I have some basic question. See, ServiceNow is nothing but it is providing ITSM, ITOM, ITBM functionality already. So with this development, whatever explaining, so are you going to enhance the existing functionalities, ITSM, all those things?
So
Or are you going to implement freshly from the scratch for a new company? That's what I'm thinking, because already ServiceNow is providing these functionalities.
Yeah,
Why would you?
so ServiceNow is already providing, but see, whatever ServiceNow gives you, it's not full-fledged.
Hmm.
Okay, they just give you halfway, and you have to complete the other half. Okay, other thing, your clients will have a complex requirement, Sudhakar. It's like your client will never ask you for user form this simple. Okay,
So,
so they'll have their own fields, they'll have their own uh, steps to be added. So all this you do it as a developer. You
so you
just have
mean,
a form. Yeah.
yeah, whatever they provided when you purchase that service in ServiceNow, so with the only configuration we can't take your requirement like our functionalities, client
That is what
functionalities.
70% you can do it with the
Mhm.
configurations, tool configurations, but 30% definitely you need a scripting knowledge.
Okay. And okay, the other question is like we have ITIL. So is this ITSM is the alternative to ITL, or
No,
what is
it's
the?
like ITL is a library. Using those methods, ITSM runs. Okay. For example, they have a different life cycle of ITSM. They concentrate on customer service. Okay. So using those concepts, we work on ITSM. ITSM stands for Information Technology Service Management. You are going to manage the services that you are going to provide for your client or the end users. But based on what? Based on certain rules, you have to do it, right? Those instructions are provided by ITL. Okay, it's a
So,
framework. Okay, so we use that as a methods.
so you mean ITL is just a concept
Yeah, for
framework?
ServiceNow, it's like a baseline, and we use it as a concept here. To be frank, as we developers, we don't go in deep of this ITL. We go in deep of building the functionalities.
Okay.
This are like just the methods, guys.
Okay. And okay, one more thing. So are you going to cover ITOM also along with ITSM?
No, no, no. We are going to cover only ITSM. Only the ITSM takes 2 months course, Sudhakar, because ITOM is a completely different. It's operations management, and you need
Yeah.
to have some good knowledge on CMDB discovery, service mapping. As a developer, I'm into ITSM, ITOM, and virtual agent. I worked on many modules so far, but if you have a knowledge on ITSM, it is easy for you to adapt any other module. See how to write a business rule, how to write a script include, how to write a client script, how to write a UI policy. All this you learn only in ITSM. No other modules have this exposure to learn. Okay.
Okay.
If you are
Yeah.
good with ITSM, you can learn any other.
Okay. And last question. So You said that we need to have the knowledge on the JavaScript too. Maybe the JavaScript you are using for the UI purpose. So what was the language backend we are using? Like, is it a
We
Java or something?
see, for building up this tool, they use Angular and Java, I guess. Okay, I'm not sure because I never worked on UI creation of a service now. As a development, I created many catalogs. I created REST integrations. I made two systems talk to each other. So this activities were most of my works. And coming to CMDB service mapping, those were. So it depends on what projects you are working. What is your role in that particular project? If you are working as a UI developer, you need to have some knowledge on UI building. And I worked as a front end developer, back end developer, which is nothing but a full stack. So I even hold a knowledge on this developing the UI pages and all. So when we have a requirement on that, we work on UI macros and all. So it's purely different. You can also switch to other modules while working on this. So I can answer you to this level as of now.
The last question, yeah. So what I understood, the JavaScript is the front end one, but
Yeah.
back end, which language we are going to use in service now?
JavaScript is what we are going to use.
Oh,
While working on your backend development, yeah, you're
itself.
going to develop it with
Okay.
JavaScript. Okay, but
Oh,
if you are working
mhm.
for any portal creation, you have to have a knowledge on Angular, UI
Mhm.
building like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and native UI, which is React. So like this, you need to have a very good knowledge on this
Okay.
languages. Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Venu again. So if I am looking at in the perspective of an administrator for the
Mm-hmm.
Snow, would you really need a knowledge on the Angular JS or
No, it's not
in any
required. See,
other development language?
no. It's not required to have a knowledge on Angular. JS is must. Okay, at least you need to have a basics. This I personally recommend you to groom yourself with some JS basics. JS is nothing but a JavaScript. Okay, we have a very good W3 school search websites which helps you to gain some good hands-on knowledge, and you can also explore some YouTube channels which gives you a very good knowledge on JavaScript basics. Initially, when you are into this like writing up some good client scripts and all, okay, then you can start learning the complexities of this JavaScript. That is not a big problem at all, but working on Angular and all, you need to have a good sounding knowledge into JavaScript and all. But for that, only if you work under Service portal is a different module, guys. You will not be put under service portal. When you know ITSM, you'll search a job on ITSM. When you know ITOM, you'll search a job on ITOM. Here, we don't merge our roles. You're getting it? I
Yep.
work as a ITSM and integration developer. I work purely on this. So I have a knowledge on this. And I just have a glance of what is a CMDB, what is a discovery, because my project is a mix of all the modules. So as a developers, we build the stories, we develop the stories. Okay. But we work on the technology that we have a knowledge in. Okay. I'll not be taken to some different virtual agent, which I really never worked, and I'll not be placed in that project. You're getting it? I think most of you are already working in MNCs. You know how they select us. You have any other questions? Don't worry, you need not to have Angular knowledge and all at the moment. If you are having a basics of JavaScript, you can definitely do well in this service now. But you have to practice every day. You have to learn different scenarios. You have to implement them, and you have to take out at least 1 hour in a day apart from this class.
Yeah, we'll do that. I just wanted to have the course module so that I
So
can go look at
I
it and
already
understand
told
it
you,
better.
Venu.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I'll
can
talk to the person
consultancy.
that. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah. And Kavya, you have any questions? Balakrishna, you have any questions? Sumant?
No,
No.
sir, I don't have.
Okay, that's good, guys. Um, we can connect